Welcome to the Monsters Among Us podcast. This is episode 30, Wampus Cat.
The Wampus Cat. Yeah, it's a fascinating one from American folklore, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
And the descriptions are,
Yeah.
well, they're all over the map.
Absolutely. From genuinely scary to almost comical sometimes.
So today, let's maybe dig into some of those stories, especially the ones that paint it as, a creature to be feared.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Because those early, creepier versions really tell us something about, well, the fears of the time.
Okay, so where do we start? The American Dialect Society had some early notes, right? They studied language, but they picked up folklore too.
They did, yeah. And their early mentions are interesting precisely because they're so vague, which can be scarier in a way.
How so? What did they actually record?
Well, one description was simply a creature heard whining about camps at night.
Whining.
Yeah.
Just whining.
Imagine that. You're out in the wilderness, maybe around a campfire, and you just hear this mournful sound from the darkness.
Yeah, okay, that's unsettling. You don't know what it is. Could be anything.
Exactly. It plays on that fear of the unknown, what's just beyond the light. Is it hurt? Is it waiting?
Right. Primal fear stuff. What else did they have?
Another description was a spiritual green-eyed cat having occult powers.
Okay, now that ramps things up significantly. Green eyes and magic.
Yeah, it moves it beyond just an animal. Suddenly it's supernatural, maybe malevolent. Green eyes often have that uncanny association in folklore, you know?
So not just something lurking, but something with potentially dark abilities? That's a different level of fear.
It really is. And then, almost underscoring the mystery, they also just called it an undefined imaginary animal.
Like they just threw their hands up. We don't know what it is, but people are scared of something.
Pretty much. It shows how the Wampus Cat, early on, was kind of a blank slate for people's anxieties about the night, the woods, the unseen.
A vessel for fear. Okay, makes sense.
So those are the sort of hazy early whispers, but then things get a bit more concrete.
Right, like with Vance Randolph, the folklorist. He collected a lot of Ozark tales.
Exactly. And in 1951, he offered a much more specific and frankly, quite strange description.
What did he say?
He described the Wampus Cat as a kind of amphibious panther which leaps into the water and swims like a colossal mink.
Hold on. An amphibious panther. That swims like a giant mink.
Yeah. Quite the image, isn't it? You take a known predator, the panther, make it comfortable in water, which is unusual, and then compare its swimming to a colossal mink.
That's bizarre and scary. A panther's bad enough on land, one that can come out of the water?
Precisely. It doubles the threat. There's no escape, land or water. It feels much more like a tangible monster, something you could actually encounter.
Compared to just a whining sound, definitely. This has teeth, claws, and apparently powerful swimming skills.
It reflects maybe a growing sense of the wilderness having these very real, very specific dangers, not just vague spookiness.
Okay, so we've got vague sounds, supernatural cats, amphibious panthers. What about actual attacks?
Well, that brings us to the 1930s. There were newspaper accounts, particularly in the Piedmont area of North Carolina.
And what did the papers say? Not just sightings, I assume.
No, these were accusations. People were blaming the Wampus Cat for killing livestock.
Oh, wow. So it went from legend to, like, a genuine menace impacting people's lives.
Directly. Suddenly, it's not just a scary story you tell your kids. It's something that could destroy your livelihood, kill your sheep or chickens.
That adds a whole different dimension of fear, doesn't it? Economic fear, survival fear.
Absolutely. In tough times like the 30s, losing livestock could be devastating. So linking the Wampus Cat to that kind of real-world harm would make the legend feel incredibly potent and threatening.
So the Wampus Cat evolves again from a mystery to a monster to an actual agricultural pest almost.
In a way, yeah. A terrifying, possibly supernatural pest.
It's quite the progression. But wasn't there also a less serious take on it somewhere?
Yes. To shift gears a bit, you have Henry H. Tryon's book from 1939, Fearsome Critters.
Fearsome critters. Sounds self-aware.
Very much so. It was a humorous collection of tall tales about imaginary beasts of the American wilderness, lumberjack folklore, basically.
And the Wampus Cat made an appearance. Was it still scary?
Well, Tryon's version is definitely played for laughs. He places it in Idaho, of all places.
Idaho, right?
And describes it as having an amazing right forearm that, get this, Works like a folding pruning hook on the pantographic principle.
A pantographic pruning hook arm? What does that even mean?
I have no idea, but it sounds ridiculous, right? He even gave it a fake scientific name, Aquilum aproluendens forcipae.
Aquila map prolendens forcipae. Okay, he was definitely having fun with it.
Absolutely, it's pure satire. And his wife, Margaret Tryon, did illustrations for the book.
Oh, was there one of the Wampus Cat?
Yes, and it's brilliant. It shows the Wampus Cat using that absurd arm to snatch an eagle right out of the sky.
Snatching an eagle with a folding hook arm. Yeah, that's not the terrifying creature we were just talking about.
Not at all. It completely flips the script. It shows how folklore can be flexible, how a creature of fear can also become, a figure of fun or absurdity.
So it can be a source of dread and a punchline. That's folklore for you, I guess.
Exactly. And speaking of less scary versions, it even became a mascot.
A school mascot. The Wampus Cat. After all those scary stories.
Yep. Quite a few schools, actually. Clark Fork High School in Idaho, maybe they read Tryon's book.
Maybe. Who else?
Conway High in Arkansas, Atoka High in Oklahoma, Itasca High in Texas, Leesville High in Louisiana.
Wow, so across several states.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of strange, isn't it? This creature, born from nighttime fears, supernatural dread, and stories of livestock predation, ends up on a high school gym floor cheering on the basketball team.
It really is a testament to how legends evolve and get.
Mm-hmm.
Well, domesticated, I suppose. From fearsome critter to school spirit symbol.
A fascinating trajectory. It shows the Wampus Cat's enduring adaptability in American culture.
From eerie whining to amphibious predator to eagle snatcher to team mascot, it's covered a lot of ground.
It certainly has.
This episode ends Season 1. Season 2 will be looking at aliens and UFOs. Until next time, keep to the shadows. Some legends are best left undiscovered.